Alrighty. Thanks for everyone who participated. I hope others will also join in the course of the session. So I will just quickly share my screen. Just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. And I'm really happy to be the one hosting today's webinar. And I have with me here my the president of IIBA Nova Scotia. Ari, you mind to just quickly introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Good to have us here. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for coming, and I welcome everybody. I'm sure we'll be learning a lot about IIB and the benefits. So I hand it over to you, Jane. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. President. So thank you, everyone, for coming once again. So today's webinar is what's new, nurse, and how, and what is in it for you. So today we have an amazing facilitator that will be, taking us through that webinar, letting us know what's new about IIBA, what's next for us, and how, and what's the benefit of being a member of IIBA as well. I know not everyone really understands the benefits, the nitty-gritty about being a member, what benefits you can take, how you can harness the potential of being a member, how you can, grasp all the benefits and make sure that the money you're paying every month, you're seeing value for the money as well, not just paying, but you are harnessing the benefit as well. So we have Susan Moore here that will be, taking us through the session and letting us know what we need to know, next steps on how we can get better as a member as well. So before she starts, I will just quickly read her bio. So for us to know who this great facilitator is, all the way from North Carolina, we need to know this Susan Moore. So Susan Moore is the Community Engagement Manager at the institution at the International Institute of Business Analysis, IIBA. She's a product management professional with more than 20 years experience in the finance and insurance industries. Before coming to IIBA, Susan worked in the business analysis and project management roles, incorporating business analysis, leadership, and agile practices into the business analysis teams where she worked. Susan also writes on the topic at the virtual IIBAcoach.com. Susan holds several business analysis and agile certifications, including IIBA's Agile Analysis certification. It's my great pleasure to welcome you, Susan, to today's session. And I'm so happy to have you here to also learn from you, from your word of experience. And I'll just stop sharing, then if you could share. Over to you, Susan. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here all the way in Nova Scotia today, where it's warmer than it is in North Carolina, apparently. So in North Carolina, it is, my computer says it is 24 Celsius. I leave my work computer on Celsius, so I'm able to talk to my Canadian colleagues. All right, so let's see. I think you are seeing my slide deck and not my PowerPoint, correct?
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. So when I talk with our members, what I find is that they paid their money for the membership, and maybe because they were looking to get certified, or maybe they were looking to be part of a network or a community of people, but they don't often know about all of the benefits that you get access to. So this actually is one of my very favorite talks, because most people do not know about all of these. And so these will be things that you can take away today, tonight even, and start to use for the benefit of your career development or your professional development, or wherever you want to take that. Then we'll transition to give you guys just some of the new things that are going on here. And I'll let you in on a few things that are coming up, and I've got a great opportunity for you guys. If you are interested in giving back, we've got a great volunteer opportunity that I want to tell you about. Okie doke. Well, let's dive in. So this is, kind of what I just said. This is what we're going to talk about. But really, today's talk is not just me talking with you about these things. I actually want to take a little bit of time to show you when I typically do this talk. I do this talk as part of a career development talk, and I always get questions about, well, where is that benefit and what does it look like and how do I use it? And so today I'm just going to tell you what these 5 benefits are that you may not know about. And then we can take a little bit of time to explore those, and you can ask me some questions. Also, ask me questions. If there's things that I don't talk about today that you are interested in, I'd like to know that, because maybe I can answer that question for you. All right, so let's dig in. Well, the very first benefit that you may not know about, and frankly, I think it is the best benefit that we have got out there, is the online library. So if you are someone, and this is me, by the way, if you're someone that sees a new book, or maybe it's an old book on business or technology or something about professional development, and you immediately go out to your favorite online book retailer to find that, check the online library first, because more often than not, we've got that book. So what is the online library? Well, this is technically, it's a vendor product. It's called Skillsoft is the name of the vendor. But through that, we have access to 11,000 digital books, audiobooks, and videos. And they cover just, I mean, even when I don't think that topic could be covered in this library, that topic is covered in this library. We'll talk about podcasts later, but there was a Podcasting for Dummies book in here. Then I couldn't believe it. So we have curated those so that you've got, books that we're interested in, plus things like personal development. So soft skills development, if you're interested in investing, if you're interested in social media, if you're interested in coaching or other kinds of things, there's tons of books out there. In addition to reading or listening to books, you can also do things like create a learning plan. So if you are interested in reading a couple of books, setting deadlines for yourself when you want to have that finished, you can do that here, and it'll give you reminders. Books are added almost on a weekly basis. You can set up your profile, and it will they'll send you a list of the books that have been added. You can also reach out. So if there's a book that you think we should have and we don't, we can often reach out to that vendor and ask them to add it. Something fun that we've just started to do, that featured content that you see there is something that we can add. And so what we do is each month we have a theme. This month's theme is the Global State of Business Analysis Survey. So we picked a couple of books from the library that we thought were in the spirit of that survey. So there's one there on questionnaire design, another one on proving the value of soft skills, and then we had one on digital transformation. So you'll see those, if you go in here on a regular basis, you'll see those change. The other thing that not a lot of people know is the books here are not just in English, but there are also books in French, Spanish, and German. So we've got a couple of other languages that are represented in here. By the way, I'll make sure that you guys have this slide deck. What you'll notice is that somewhere on my slides, there's usually a big yellow box. In the PDF version of this, that link will take you to that thing that I'm talking about. So this thing is full of links so that you can get back to the resources that we're going to talk about today. So that's the online library. And did you know that there is a version of it for your mobile device? There is an iOS and an Android version, and I've created a tutorial. It's just under a minute on how to access that app and download it onto your device so that you can take that library with you wherever you go this spring or summer when you want to do a little bit of reading. So there you go. So that's the online library. Again, we can take a look at that maybe when we get to the end of these 5 things if you've got questions. Here's the second one, and you guys already know about this. You can attend any chapter event anywhere in the world at any time. And that change happened, gosh, I think it was back in 2021 when we did something called harmonization. And basically what that meant was that you became a member really of all of the chapters when you became a member of IIBA. And we really believe that chapter membership is such an essential part of our members' experience that we want you to participate. So just like you guys are tonight, coming in from all over the world, That's so beneficial, not just because you have the opportunity to learn, and our chapters are doing stuff every day. There's multiple stuff every day that the chapters are doing, but it also gives you an opportunity to network with people that may not live where you live. And so you can get exposure to other ideas and how business analysis might be different in a country or in a particular industry. I love this. Um, I I was really into networking digitally when, at the beginning of the pandemic. And, even though we think what we do is the same, it's a little bit different everywhere. And so that's what makes this fun. So because you can participate in any chapter event anywhere in the world, there is a chapter events page where you can see everything. And like I said, there's usually 4 or 5 or 6 events going on any given weekday. So that's part of your membership that you get access to do that. And did you know that chapters host not just speaking events, but they also have study groups and professional development days that you can participate. Some of those have a cost as well, but members often get a reduced cost because you are an IIBA member. So let's see. Okay, so that was the end of that one. So there's tons of chapter events out there, and please, make sure that you participate in those. Now, this next one may surprise you, but we have a variety of career planning tools and guides, and we've recently made some updates to those. I think at the end of last year, we did a soft launch of what we call the Career Center. And the Career Center has a variety of pieces to it. And some of those have been around for a while. The Career Center most definitely is a new thing though. So the first thing I want to tell you about, it used to be called the Career Action Guide, but it's recently been updated and rebranded. And so now it is the Business Analysis Competency Development Workbook. It's kind of a long title, but I call this Applying Business Analysis to Your Career. It is a workbook that is based on the Business Analysis Competency Model. So that is also a guide that you have access to as members. And it takes you through understanding your current state. Where are you now? And we do that through a self-assessment quiz. It's a PDF. You can take that quiz. It's kind of subjective, but what it does is it gives you scores across the knowledge areas to tell where your proficiency level is. So there's no grades, it's just proficiency levels. And then you can go back to the business analysis competency model and understand where you might want to increase your skills in that particular area. The rest of that workbook is a set of tools, templates, memory joggers, things like that, that you can use to plan out what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. And many of the items that are listed there as ways that you can develop your skills are also things that you have access to as members. So the webinar archive, we've got podcast, we've got the online library, we've got chapter events. So tons of ways that you can learn without having to spend much more money than what you've spent on your membership. Now, the other piece of that is then the bigger Career Center. So part of the Career Center includes a job board. So if you're familiar with Indeed or LinkedIn Live, it's very similar. Again, this is also a vendor product, and they pull in for us 10,000 plus jobs from all over the world, but frankly, they are mostly North American jobs. There are job seeker resources, so you can sign up for job alerts. You can get career coaching. You can actually find a career coach through that Career Center. There's the ability to create a resume. You can build it with their builder, or you can upload it. You can be found by employers who search that database. And then there's career planning resources. So there's a career insights piece. There's a resume upload feature where you can get feedback on your resume. So tons of stuff. And again, because you are members, you have exclusive access to parts of those. I know new jobs that get listed there, members get several weeks advance notice of those. So you're able to apply for those much earlier. There's also employer resources. And for those, they have the ability to set up an account and post a job. They can search for candidates. There's a variety of things that they can do. So if you work for a company who is looking for a business analysis professional, you can tell them that having an account through that career center also might benefit them, because where else would you go to find business analysis professionals, right? IIBA, that would be the great place to go. And by the way, I have actually gotten a job through that job board. I was a consultant for a little while, and that's how they found me, was through our career center. That predated my IIBA days, by the way. And did you know that chapters benefit when a local company posts a job? So that's right. So if a local company posts a job, then there's a little bit of a revenue share that comes back to the chapter. So that is a fantastic benefit. If you are part of a corporate account with IIBA, your company can post jobs for free. That is also a fantastic benefit. Again, where else would you want to post your business analysis job? Right here. Well, I'm sure there's lots of places that you could post it, but you can also post it here. So there you go. All righty, so we are 3 down, and the next one, volunteering. Did you know that you can volunteer with us? And you may have had some clue, right? Because you've got Oge and Jane and Harry, and you've got a full volunteer board who run this particular chapter. Well, that's one way that you can volunteer, but there's other ways that you can volunteer with IIBA. We have got a place for you to sign up. Sometimes we have more opportunities than others, and right now is one of those times when we actually have some openings that I'm going to tell you about. One of the ways that you can be notified of upcoming opportunities is to go out to the Get Involved menu, and from there is a volunteering menu option that'll take you to this page that you're looking at right now. And you can go in and express interest. And when we have opportunities, the folks who have expressed interest get the advance notice of that. So it's always good to just let us know that you're interested. But there's other ways that you can volunteer as well. We have an opportunity out there right now where you can contribute. If you like to write, tell us some stories. Tell us about things that went well on a project, or things that didn't go well on a project, or a technique that you use in a particular way. We post those. We post them in our blog or in our business analysis magazine. The magazine, by the way, is another member benefit that you guys get as part of your membership. We want our community to tell their stories about business analysis. And so we actually have a volunteer editorial committee who reviews those, provides feedback. So when you contribute something, one of our volunteers reviews it and they share it with you to make updates, and then we get it published. So so that's another way that you can volunteer. There's lots of ways that you can contribute. And as I always say, when you open your hands to give, you open your hands to receive. You can learn so many things. You can meet new people, you can build skills. One of the reasons that I am even in this role as a community engagement manager is because my day job was a business analyst, but in the evenings, I was a volunteer for my university's alumni chapter, and I built skills in social media and email marketing and doing what I'm doing right now. And I never in a million years thought that would lead me to a different kind of career. So you just never know when some volunteer opportunity opens up a whole other passion. So there you are. Become a volunteer. Okay. And yeah, so I mentioned you can sign up for opportunities. We also have an opportunity to express interest in chapter leadership. So if you are specifically interested in doing what Oge and Jane and Harry do, well, you can express interest, and we can pass that on to this chapter so that they can help prepare for the next board members who might want to participate. And remember, I said there was an opportunity that we have right now that you might be interested in. You may be familiar with the Business Analysis Standard. We did a release of that last year, and actually Oge came and did one of our top talks from 2022 on the Business Analysis Core Concept Model we are now looking for volunteers to give us some feedback on that business analysis standard so that we can prepare for the next iteration of that. And we're looking for about 240 volunteers. I think we've got the first 65 or so, but there's plenty of opportunity starting, I think, as early as maybe April 25th. And they go through August 1st. So I will make sure that I drop this link in so that you guys, if you are interested in signing up for that opportunity, that you can do that and you can participate in one of the workshops. All right. Number 5, and honestly, I think this is one of my favorites because as a business analyst, I was always on the lookout for a template for something, and we have templates. Where are they? Well, they're in Knowledge Hub. That's where they are. And I will say that we don't have a really robust set of templates, but we do have some in there. So if you are in Knowledge Hub, just type in template, and the templates that we have in there will pop up. So you may know Knowledge Hub, we introduced that. Oh gosh, I should look at my slide. We introduced that in 2021. It's flown by. I don't know about you. It's hard to believe it's 2023, but over that time, we have put really all of the digital standards and guides in there. So first we started with the BABOK guide. We've since added business data analytics and the Agile extension. Product ownership is in there. And so as they have put those in there, they have also tried to add some rich content, tutorials, videos, templates, and things like that, so that it is not just the guides, but it is more applied examples of how to do those things. And so that's why the templates are in there. So that's where you can find those. But did you also know, remember I said you can contribute to us? Well, you can submit templates, and we've had at least one person do that. She submitted a blog with a really great template for user stories. And I think that's the best way to contribute those, because you give a little explanation about what that template is, how it's used, and then you can share your template. So there you go. You can contribute that through that volunteer publication page. Okay, so I'm going to stop there for a second. I'm actually going to stop sharing. And before I move on to the next part, I'm going to ask you guys, is there any, first of all, put into chat, how many of those benefits did you know about? And you can say none, or you can say 1 through 5. I'm just curious, how many of those benefits of membership did you know about? All right, so Jane says 3. All right. All right, see. All right, so we've got some 3s, we've got a 1, 3, okay, and a none. All right. All right. These are good. Thank you. Yeah, that the average number, because as a good business analyst, I always try to get my data and put it into and put it into some sort of a metric. Yeah, that average number is about 3 that people know about. So I hope that today, tonight, tomorrow, this weekend, that you will have an opportunity to go out there and explore. And so that's why I want to make sure that you get the slide deck so that you can click on those links and go to all those places. However, if there is any of those that you'd like to see, I can give you a quick demo of something, and you can ask me some questions. So just let me know. And if you don't have anything you want to see at the moment, I can just move on to the what's new, because you might be interested. What new is happening at IIBA? All right. Well, I am going to go back to my slide deck, but if you think of something that you'd like to see, you just put it in chat and we'll come back to it. Okay, so what's new? Well, I got to be honest with you. I actually had to get ready for this part today because there is so much new stuff going on at IIBA. So here we go. This is the newest of the new. And I don't know if you've heard about this. We have, so let me step back for a second. You may know that that you have a badge when you become a member. There's a place at the top of our website that says badges. When you become an IIBA member, you get a member badge, and you can share that and let people know that you're an IIBA member. And maybe if you get certifications, you also get additional badges, which you can share digitally. Chapter leaders, you also have a badge that you can share digitally. You share that through a tool called Accredible. That's the name of the vendor that hosts those badges for us. Well, Accredible has just released something for us in the last couple of days called the Member Directory. So if you've ever thought, gosh, I would really like to find other people in my area that work in, let's see, I don't think we have industry out there yet. That's on our feature list, but have certain skills or they have certain certifications, but I don't have any idea how to find those folks. Well, the Accredible Directory is now where you would find them. You'll be able to go into this, sign up, and it's a lot like, it's a little bit like LinkedIn, where you can go in and add your skills, your work history, your location. You can have your picture out there, and then you can be found. And if you have badges, and of course everybody has the member badge, you'll see those badges as well, so that you can see the history. It's a really cool tool, and so, you know, get out there and set up your profile. So that's the newest thing that just came out. Another new thing, and actually this isn't super new, but we've been doing it for a little bit and tweaking it. But if you are somebody that works in data analysis, business analytics, data analytics, and you are interested in some of the tools or working or learning from somebody that has a lot of experience in this area, we have what we call a special interest group that is for business analytics, data analytics professionals. That means you guys. And so those are going on every month. The leader of that group, so it's not quite like a chapter. It really is just for anybody that is interested in that particular topic. Dr. Mark Green does a monthly webinar on a particular topic. It's usually centered around some technology, but he also does things like survey design, and he's got one coming up on the 18th. There's also another series that will be part of this that's based on Visio, and it is being led by Scott Helmers, who is one of 6 Microsoft Visio MVPs in the whole world. And we're going to kick that off on May 4th. And then he does a 3-part webinar on how he's used Visio and Power BI to do data visualization. So if data visualizations is something you're interested in, or you're interested in other ways you can use Visio, that would also be great. These are the Visio ones are definitely member benefits, but the other special interest groups are public. So you've got access to those, and it's a great way to learn. I sit in on some of those, and I will tell you, they are really detailed. So you get you get a lot of information in an hour. All right, this is a little bit of a shameless plug, I'll be honest, but we have a podcast, and I wanted to tell you about it. So Scott Bennett and I do a podcast every other Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern, 11:30 Atlantic. And we just talk about, you know, practitioner stuff. We keep it, you know, it's only about 30 or 40 minutes long, but it's an opportunity for us to talk with you virtually through that platform. But it's also a podcast as well as a YouTube podcast. So the thing that I don't think people realize is that you actually get half a CDU for listening. So there you go. You can learn a little bit as well. All righty. So what's coming up? Actually, I think I've got, do I have one more thing? There is one more thing that well, it's in this section. So there's one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys about. So we're going to have some updates to the IIBA, and I think that official announcement is coming next week. So if you are looking at the IIBA or you're preparing for the IIBA, make sure that you watch your inbox, because you will want to see the updates on that IIBA certification, because there are some exciting changes that are coming your way. All right. And I think that's it. So let's see, I'm going to stop sharing because I can see that we have got some questions in chat. Perfect. Let's see. All right, so David, your question is, does IIBA offer opportunities for work term? So what does work term mean? Is that like internship or something? And David, you can also put that into chat.
Yes.
Okay. You said yes.
Yes, it's a work term, like co-op internship. Yeah.
We don't offer anything at the IIBA global level, but I know that some of the other chapters, they do have some connections with, like I know the UK chapter does something with co-ops, and they don't call them internships, but like apprenticeships. But that's not a global program that we offer. But that's a great question. All right, so Judith says, how do I join the data analytics group? Well, that is also an excellent question. So this I want to show you. So first thing is, you can simply participate in one of the webinars. That is really the number one way that you can do that. But the other way that you can participate is to opt in to the data, it's called the data feature group email list. And then you can be notified of any of the upcoming events on data analytics. So let me show you. Let's see, I think I had everything ready to go here. I don't know if you guys know that you can update your email preferences. We're fine-tuning those a little bit. So if you have not checked your opt-ins recently, you might give it a try. Okay, so let's share the correct screen. Okay, so I'm going to show you first how to check your opt-ins. So I don't know if you know this, but you can find a listing of all of your IIBA member benefits up on this very top menu where it says My IIBA. If you click on that and you scroll down just a little bit to member benefits and click here, this page includes a full list of everything that you have access to. It also includes a couple of tutorials just to get you up to speed with particular groupings of those things that you have access to. Okay, now I'm going to scroll a lot. So you can find your settings way down here at the bottom under other resources, email preferences. If you click submit, what you'll get is an email from us. And of course, I closed my email. Hang on a sec. With a link that will take you to this page. And on this page is where you can select data analysis featured emails. So that's where you can opt in. So go to your email preferences, click submit, you'll get the email. You'll get the link in that email will take you to this page. You can select data analysis featured emails and then opt into any other emails that you might want to participate in. All right. How can you find the data analytics webinars? You can find them currently on the webinars page. So if you scroll down, any of the any of the webinars. So we partner with the special interest group for right now. So you can find the public ones here on upcoming public webinars, and you just, he offers them at 3 different times. So you find the time best for you and you can register for that. The member ones that will be part of that sequence, they are down here, and there's 3 of them. And the registration process will be a little bit different, but you can see data visualization in Visio, visualizing data in context for a theme park, perhaps one that you are familiar with, and then Tales from a Power BI Rookie. So there's tons of stuff going on with that data analytics group, and lots of ways to get involved. So thank you for that question. Okie doke. So next question is,
Here for
how do I
register for CBAP exam and ECB as well?
So how do I register for the CBAP exam? Okay. Well, you go to, I'm going to share my screen again. And you know what? I am actually in the process of working towards my CBAP exam right now. And that is quite the commitment. Okay, so since you already are a member, what you'll do is from this main page, you will go to, you can go to the dashboard. Let's see. I think this is just taking its time. Up in the corner. So right now you can see that I'm in the middle of my application, but you can start your registration process off from here. That's the mechanics of it. And then from there, you will go to a page that looks like this. Here we go. And this is where you will enter the information that you'll need for your application. So that's the first part of the CBAP, is you just have to go through the application process. So there's professional development, there's the work history that you've got to complete. You have to prepare for references, and then you submit and you pay your exam fee. You've got about a year for that application. So I'm currently in my application period. You've got a year before that expires. So once you've paid your exam fee, I think you get another year in which you can take that. But I would say don't do what I'm doing. Like, just get in there and get it done, because I know I'm putting off the inevitable. So I don't know if that answers your question, but if you have more questions about that, I will happily get you to one of our customer experience team, because they are awesome at providing information on that. And the ECBA, I would say wait till next week before registering, because that registration process is going to change a little bit. And if you wait till next week, I think you are going to be, there you go. I think it's going to be a much easier experience. And if you do not get an email, make sure that you reach out to Oge or Jane or Harry so they can connect you and make sure that you get that information about the ECBA. Okie doke. Let me see.
Question here as well from Ayo Deji. Let me see.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you decided not to renew this year. And so your question is there a community to network for job referrals? You know what, honestly, I think chapters do a great job of helping. Many times chapters are connected in with companies and academic institutions, so that can be a great way. There will be some resources available to you through the Career Center. It's not as good as, you know, the person-to-person job referrals, but there may be some things in there that you could do to search for or to connect with other people. And I don't know that you'll have access to that directory, but that directory also would be another way where you could start to connect with other members who were maybe in the same area or had the same skills. Hopefully that answered the question. Okay. All right. Syed, there was an important topic discussed during a previous webinar about proactive root cause analysis. How can we suggest adding this part to BABOK? Oh, I think the way that you can do that is getting it over to info@iiba.org. Because when those kinds of suggestions come in, they do get it over to our product team. We've got a product team that's accountable for that. You might also consider volunteering for this business analysis standard workshop. Now, the standard is a much more pared down version of the BABOK guide, but that might be a good way to introduce that idea, or to at least have it as part of a broader conversation. So that would be my suggestion. And you know what? I'm going to stop sharing for just a second here. And I really, really, really want you guys to have this link, because we are looking for volunteers. And so you can sign up tonight. You do have to be an active member, and there is some pre-work, and the pre-work is you have to read the business analysis standard before you go, because that's what the workshop is going to be about. Let's see. All right. I'm putting that into chat right now. There you go. So you'll click on that. It'll take you out to the website. You will be prompted to log in. You'll just log in with your IIBA ID and password, and then you'll go right in and accept the volunteer terms and conditions. Oh, you do have to pick your time. Like I said, there's about 12 sessions. The one next Tuesday is already full, but the other 11 have room. So please volunteer. All righty, let's see. How do I register as a member? I'm not yet a member. Oh, well, so the first thing that you'll do is to create an account with IIBA. So you'll go out to the IIBA website and you can create your account. And then from there, if you want to become a member, then you just move over into the, you select the membership, pay for it, and you are a member. I hope that helps. Let's see. All right. I have answered the questions. What other questions? And if you guys want to just ask me, this is the Ask Me Anything round as well.
Ask Susan anything you want to know.
That's right. Is there any burning question that you have about IIBA that you've really wanted to know? I am here for you. I think you're super clear with all the questions. I think new question just came in. Zach just said, can we have some idea about maintaining the certification? That is the best way to get CDUS and PDUS. That's Yeah. Yeah, that is a good question, because once you've done all the hard work to get that certification, you want to do whatever you have to do to keep it. Again, this is where your membership gives you a lot of opportunities to earn those CDUs really for free as just a part of your membership. So things like the global webinars, let's take a look at that really quick. So by the way, chapter events, you can get CDUs for chapter events. Let's take a look at, let's see here. All right, we're just going to go over to this other screen and tell you about different ways. Volunteering, the volunteer opportunities that we've got open, that is, you are able to earn CDUs there. So if you participate in the standard review workshop, you'll get an hour CDU. And by the way, this is the volunteer management tool that you're looking at. has the ability for you to download the evidence of your volunteering. And when you complete the volunteer opportunity, we send you instructions and a short tutorial on how you can download basically your certificate. It's kind of the history, but you'll have that for your records to show that you did that. You can do self-study in Knowledge Hub. That's another way for you to earn CDUs. You can read a book or listen to an audiobook in the online library. That is also a way that you can earn CDUs. We talked about the chapter events as one way, and you've also got the webinars. We do a couple of member webinars each month, usually 2 to 3. Those are also ways that you can earn. You also earn CDUs for the public webinars, but upcoming member webinars, I mentioned the business analytics webinars, but we have also got next Wednesday, pivotal process flows, and we're adding Oge's. Oge's webinar is not on here yet. That is my fault, but she's going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, quite honestly. It's called Beyond. It just went right out of my head because I was yapping about it. It's about software implementations of like commercial off the shelf. Beyond on-premise, that's it. Beyond on-premise is the name of it. So that's coming up on May 17th. And then we've also got one that's later in the evening on June 14th. It's called Crisis Mode, How to Help Yourself and Others, which is a great way to think about how when there's any kind of crisis or things going on in an organization, steps that you can apply to preparing and helping the organization move through that. So it's really great. It's a little bit later in the evening, but that's happening in June. So you can see those here. You can also see those webinars over in the events page. All of those will get you some CDUs. What else have we talked about today that can get you some CDUs? Hopefully I've given you some good ideas there, Syed, on how you can earn those. Okay. So Chisholm asked, is there specified qualifications one must have to become a volunteer? Usually the qualification is you have to be a member. So particularly for the ones that we have going on now, the workshop and there's some focus groups that we're doing next week. We do ask that people be a member because so that's pretty much it. When we do other volunteer opportunities, like sometimes there are exam reviews, there's gosh, I'm trying to think, some certification stuff that we do. For those, we do ask you to have a few more qualifications, like we may ask for a certain amount of time in business analysis, or we may require certain certifications. But then there are others, like we've got translation efforts that are going on a lot. And really, that is, we need for you to be proficient in whatever that language is. And it may or may not require you to be a member because we are looking for such a specific skill set. When you sign up for those opportunities through our volunteer management tool, those qualifications will be stated in there. So it'll be clear what you need to meet in order to participate. So thank you. All right.
Susan, thank you for that. Any question, anyone? Any other question? I think Susan has so many information. I'll say this is information overload. We have so many information, and it's so amazing that being a member, there's a lot of benefit that we don't even know about. And
right.
Everybody wants to have a value for their money. So this is an amazing session. Thank you so much, yep, Susan, for opening our eyes for us to see so many benefits that we have as a member of this professional body as well. And
I always think that being part of IIBA, when you are part of a professional association, to me, that has always meant that you are taking your career seriously. You want to be with other people that are doing what you do. Yeah.
Exactly. And it makes you stand out as well. Like, you know, the way you carved out as well, you stand out in the market space, that you understand the industry knowledge of this domain that you are into as well. That's my own, being a member and being an active member, not just being a member, but an active member.
That's right. That's right. And because over the past few years, I have been really happy to see business analysis job postings that include keywords like IIBA and CBAP and ECBA. I'm always happy when I see ECBA because that's so new. When you are part of this community, right, those keywords become things you can use on your LinkedIn profile and your resume so that you can be found. And they know, those employers know that because they're asking for those things in the job postings, and when they see it on your resume, they know that that means you are not just taking your career seriously, but also that you are part of a community that understands business analysis. So, but there's so much more out here that you can use in lots of ways to develop your career wherever you are. So what I will make sure to do is to make sure that you guys have this slide deck as a PDF, because I really want you to click on those links and get out there and explore all these resources that you may not have known about, so that you can use them to start, building up your skills and really getting the value for what you've paid for.
Exactly. Thanks, Susan. Yes, it's always good to have value for your money.
Right?
That's the consumer goal, to always have value for the money as well. Thank you, Susan.
Yep, that's right. All right. Well, it has been fantastic to see you guys all the way here in Nova Scotia. I'm going to Zoom back home now.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you so much for your time. So on behalf of IIBA Nova Scotia chapter, I just want to say thank you so much for creating time out of your busy schedule to, share this word of experience with us, give us different insights about being a member of IIBA, this professional body. We are really grateful, and we did not take this time and your love and your kindness and this precious time you spend with us for granted. We say thank you on behalf of our members, the executive. We want to say thank you so much for honoring us and for being here today, this special evening. Thank you, Susan.
Yes, thank you all. Thank you all so much for having me. Connect with me on LinkedIn, by the way.
Yes. You could just drop your link there, your link as well.
Oh, yeah. I should have done that. I should have done that at the
Yes.
top. All right. Well, here you go. If you want to connect with me, please do.
Yes, and also follow IIBA Nova Scotia as well. Please follow our page on LinkedIn. We'll post a lot of insightful, posts about our upcoming webinar, and also things that can also get better into your business analysis journey as well. If you're just starting, or if you're already in the journey as well, just to get better and keep improving in your workspace and also your personal life as well.
And by the way, Oge is speaking on May 17th. So I know she would love to see all of her Nova Scotia friends come to that webinar. So even though it is, let me see if I can get to it really fast, and I will drop that link in here as well. See, this is how I do things. We have a meeting, and then I have like 18 links that I want to leave you guys with, but here you go. This is a member event. So there you go. That's Oge's May 17th event. It is 12 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday, the 17th. All righty.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you for your time. Do take care. We'll talk soon.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
All
Bye-bye.
right.